of the Public Safety Committee to order at 4:30 still, just. Declaration of quorum, all three trustees are present, as well as President Mansell, Administrator Martinson, Chief Abbott, and Acting Chief Josh Mansell. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda of February 25th as well as the meeting minutes of January 28th?
Make that motion.
Motion by Hess. Is that a second by Zerflu? Second by Zerflu. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? We go on. Chairperson comments. Did receive notice from PFC. They are recommending one first responder and one firefighter move forward in the hiring process. Those either will be or have been sent over to Chief Lees, and he'll be responsible for them after that. Any public comment? I am not seeing anyone in public. Eric, as acting public, do you have any comments?
I reserve the right to ask to speak later.
Reserved. All right, fire department, general update, acting chief Mansell.
I guess you guys all have our monthly report that's gonna cover both February and January of this year so far. Business as usual. We are still actively pursuing grants, holding our regular meetings. I will say in regard to our most recent hiring process, we actually had 5 applicants through the process. 2 of them are obviously recommended for eligibility to hire, but we have several more. There was a comment made during that meeting, but that was the most that they had seen in the existence of the PFC. Other than that, I guess as far as our call volume, we are actually about 20 calls ahead this time of year than we were last year. Obviously, that is a lot of ebb and flow. We don't predict it to sustain, but it's always possible that it very well could. And I guess in regard to vehicles, we should be taking delivery at some point here of our new rescue squad. Once we receive it, get it fully outfitted and everything, and should be into service here, I would hope. We'll just say in a month. So if there's any questions, I guess, is in regard to the report or anything listed on there.
Any questions for Captain Mansell? I will use your appropriate title now.
No.
Okay. Thank you, appreciate it. You gonna stick around or are you gonna bail on us here?
I'll be around until I can.
Okay, I run an efficient meeting, might as well stick around. Moving on, number 7, Chief Abbott, you're up.
Oh, been a little missed. I wasn't at the last meeting, but I'm back.
You were gonna say you missed us.
Oh, no, that's not the case.
Absolutely. You guys have my report for the last month on calls to service. Just getting ready to get into springtime. One of the bigger things that we've had issues with, and it was more of one house this year, we've taken care of that. We're close with Ben and DPW. We had one issue with the house where they just couldn't understand the ordinance that they couldn't park on the streets overnight, so that's been taken care of. Otherwise, that's really our biggest concern right now, is continuing to let DPW do their job safely and all that, because people don't realize if they leave their cars on the streets that they can't plow, and then it takes our time away from other things that we do as well, so. Other than that, all squads are up and going still. Both officers have been working in the schools over the winter time, specifically, SRO Murtis has been, implementing or working with the school district on active disturbance training. They're kind of changing some of the ways that they think on that. And not that Alice is going out the window, but they've learned new things and they're implementing new things. So obviously our students and our staff are very important and they're a huge part of our community as well. So we take that very seriously. So everybody's up to date on that. Any changes dramatically, we'll make sure we keep you guys updated. Officer Murtis took a complaint a couple weeks ago. I just wanted to highlight this specifically. Theft of mail is, this time of year, it's a big issue because tax returns are coming and stuff like that. But it's not very often where theft of mail is ever, a suspect is ever arrested and charged on it because it's hard to prove it. But, Officer Murtis took a complaint, in the village a couple weekends ago, and he worked that complaint for us a good 6 to 7 hours and was able to, between our CAD system and our flock system, and just him using his awesome skills, that he was able to track down an exact vehicle with a description, and they arrested that gentleman later that night in the city of Rapids. So he charged out theft of mail on this gentleman. So I just wanted to highlight that.
Looking for green stuff cash.
Yeah, yeah, and besides just in the village, the town of Grand Rapids, I spoke with Chief Zerflu out there, and he said they've had a rash of people going through and stealing mail as well. So, super proud of all the others for that, to make it within 6, 7 hours to have the guy in custody and have charges referred on him. The other thing are just a couple, equipment things that we've added to our fleet. At my last meeting, I had mentioned about the anti-choking or choking device that we have in each of our squad cars now. That will help tremendously. And I think the only reason why EMS doesn't have it is because the medical director of Wisconsin hasn't approved it yet. But that doesn't mean we can't have it, use it as a tool for ourselves. The other thing that I purchased that we spoke about last year, it's called a wrap. If someone is being belligerent or harm to themselves, it's a device that we can use to safely put them in this device so they can't harm themselves or kick or anything like that. So we have the wraps. And the police department, along with some of the fire department, will be going through training on that next week. And that's a huge tool for us to have in our squad cars. For our safety and the community safety. So that was something I felt we really needed to have. So other than that, that's about it from the police department.
Trustee Zerflu.
I just want to commend the boys, the weight restriction violations. I kind of said to myself about 3 weeks ago, where are all my semis going? And I think I've seen 2 in the last 10 days.
Yeah, it's something
Keep her up.
not just the 2 guys. I mean, as a leader of the police department, I don't expect them to do anything that I wouldn't do myself. Obviously, I haven't written any citations for that because I've been off on light duty for a little bit, but Mason got another one today. So, and that's one thing. It's not just, people don't realize on our roads like that with semis being on there, like the safety of people walking around the bikes, not just the weight restriction, plus it's gonna help with not having that road deteriorate. So thank you.
Beats the hell out of the road bed too. And the only negative I have is for you personally. I heard, a couple weeks ago that, when you went to the, new administrator school for chiefs of police, you went with kind of a shady character. Is that true or not?
If it was your son, potentially.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
One other quick question.
Sure.
So a while back, and I know I think it was Rapids Police Department. I'm not sure if the county got involved in it. They sent out a request for people that have cameras, Ring Nest, things of that nature, and they put together a database. Do you know of that? Do you have access to that? Is that something you'd be interested in pursuing in the village itself? Just as something, and it's not one that you would be able to grab onto, involuntarily. It's one that people let you know what they have. And if you say, we had an incident that happened in your neighborhood, can you check your cameras between this time and this time?
Sure. We don't have that here.
Okay.
The only thing that we have affiliated with camera systems with Rapids Nakusa is the flock. But other than that, to me, that's something that the guys that are working should be asking anyway. If they're canvassing the neighborhood, if there's a crime or something,
Okay.
they should be doing that on their own. But I mean, if, I also take emails all the time from citizens in the village that say, hey, I'm going on vacation next week. Can you just have an extra eye on my house? No one knows that. We know that, the police department, at the PD. And so it's kind of the same thing. If people reach out and say, hey, just so you know, I have this security system. If you ever need it, let me know. I mean, I have a list and stuff, but
Okay.
I don't see a need to reach out to the community, say, hey, if you have cameras, go ahead and set it. It's just easier to canvass an area if there's crime or something.
Understood. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's been a couple of years and they've never reached back out to update or anything, but they put something out through various different media sources and said, hey, if you have a camera and you're willing to share, we're gonna put your name in a database and then we'll reach out to you if something happens in your neighborhood.
Sure.
So if it's part of the canvas, we're good.
Yeah.
Trustee Zerflu.
Chairman, reference that, I think Chief's on the right track, because, my son-in-law has one up there on Fourth Street. And, Josiah just played a hunch one day and asked Joe, and that's the way to do it.
Mhm.
But he also has called a few times and stuff to publicize it. I personally don't think it's.
Yeah.
Understood.
I just want to say
Mental.
kudos to Josiah and Mason for being, like, I really see a lot of their presence being in the schools. Working with those relationships and just being around, right, like going and eating lunch and just talking in the halls. I think that's great. And other employees have noticed. So, but that just when we call them and like, hey,
Right.
you know, just them stopping in, saying hi. I mean,
Yep.
it's been consistently, I think, every day. I see at least one of them. So
Awesome.
thank you for that.
Okay, any questions for chief? All right, hearing none, moving on. Discussion on no parking ordinance around the high school on Second and Third Street. I am going to defer to Administrator Martinson and Trustee Hess on this one. They've been a little more actively involved in this than I have. Which one wants to go?
I've been working with, me and Chief Abbott have been discussing this since Christmas time. This isn't something we just brought up. So we've been working on this. Basically, they have received some complaints about people parking in no parking areas around the school. There's no parking signs right now if you read our ordinance. Basically, from Levine all the way down to Adams to Jefferson is no parking on Second and Third Street. Me and Brandon have talked over the last 2 or 3 years, the amount of parents that pick up kids has changed, right? It's the way it is right now. So, they're not gonna tell a parent that they should go and park basically down by the Trinity Church and wait for their kids to get out and then start moving traffic forward. So we've observed it. Me and Brandon met, we kind of drove around school during bus hours after school and before school to see where the buses are going, how many are leaving, where's the issues. Second Street is no bus traffic, right? There's absolutely no bus traffic. If it's just parents picking up kids. We've already made the 2 15-minute parking spots on the end. So on Second Street in front of the school, my thought, and Brandon supported this and he can speak on it, is basically go from Levine to Washington. Basically would be the only one that we'd have the no parking other than the 15-minute parking spots that we have now. Only on the west side.
Yes, because right now the students park on the east side.
Yep.
So we'd be changing that to Washington on Second Street.
Basically from the main entrance to the south side of the school.
Yep. And we've got yellow paint by the hydrants and by the entrances, so we've got the areas marked out already. And then on Third Street, obviously we go from Levine to Washington because you do have buses that park in the bus stop area in front of the cafeteria, so you would not want people parking on the other side of the buses, so basically going to Washington. Basically when there's 4 buses leave, 2 of them go down Washington, 2 of them go straight. That's why we don't let cars park on Washington on the corner. I call by Mr. Chadwick's house, but we don't let people park there. So when the bus makes the left-hand turn, that there's nobody ever in his blind spot as he makes that turn. So we've had people have been parking there for the last few years. We haven't really been an issue, but since we're updating these traffic ordinances, this was the best time to have a discussion here in public safety. And if you guys are good, there's no motions. When Pitt is updating the traffic code, they can just change this motion altogether and we can update it in the next month or 2.
Then I'll let them know it was reviewed in public safety.
Keep going, Ed.
I really don't. I mean, this simplifies things and it makes, the most sense to me for enforcing. And, the safety of our students and our staff are what's most important in this. This is what Ben and I thought made the most sense.
How much
how much signage is gonna have to be removed, I assume?
We're moving, 6 signs, 3 on each side.
That's just on Third?
Third and second, we have got signs, both roads. Yep.
Okay.
And with sporting events, football games, people parked. I mean, people are parking on Third Street before football games, but they're actually not supposed to park there until after 4 o'clock is what the signs say. So
Right.
there's, it's not gonna change.
More headaches than,
That's fine, I just wondering, you know, follow up, make sure that we change this, then we get the signage.
right,
Yep, people are being big.
Okay, thank
You're
you.
on board with it?
100%.
You on board with it, trustee Zerflu?
Pardon?
You on board?
I can't tell you, but I got a call from a village employee. He acts like our administrator and asked my opinion. But wasn't allowed to say anything.
Okay.
And
President Mansell.
I'm in favor of this. Obviously, having kids that go there, I'm 100% guilty of parking in the no parking thing, but yeah, I'm not parking 6 blocks away by the time. I might as well just walk home at that point. That and working there too, you just see the congestion, you see the chaos, you see the, and then what parents do is they'll park. I've seen them park closer to Fourth on Washington, and then as they get closer, they kind of creep up Washington, hang out in the intersection where that bus is trying to turn. And now we have kids running in and out of traffic to try to get to their parents in time. I hate watching that. So I'd be just freeing up those no parking spots, I think would be really helpful. I mean, you still might have some people that don't make great decisions. But at least I think if you free those up, that would be helpful, because there's no parking all the way from the school all the way up to like the football field concession stand. And that's a lot of opportunity to park there safely instead of trying to dodge traffic.
Are signs the only thing we have to deal with? There's no painting on the curb or anything?
No, just signs and updating ordinance.
Okay,
We've got yellow already out there by the fire hydrants, by the entrance of the school, so people don't park,
thank you,
right in those crosswalk areas.
thank you.
Okay, any additional comments on that? Okay, it's been discussed. It's been generally the consensus is it's a good idea and move forward.
Take it up in PLP.
Okay. Any unagendaed business, since we're really in the old business and new business portion of things? Hearing none, and did anyone receive any correspondence? I did not. Agenda items for next meeting, pretty standard agenda item. Okay. Next meeting date, I think we established, it will be the 25th as well. March 25th at 4:30 PM with no objections.
just a reminder, at the meeting next month, not to set one for April.
Correct.
Until we have the, what do they call
Committee assignments. Mhm. Correct. Yep, will do.
it? Except Public Works, we got one, we'll be able to have one the week before the election, so.
FHR will too.
Ben wanted a little extra cash, so I thought, back,
You get paid extra for meetings?
you know.
That's a great thing about salaried.
Next
All right.
time, Nick's just gonna go, we're out of here.
We're not listening to you.
All right, anything else for the good of the order? Okay, hearing none. That objection, I will declare the meeting adjourned at 4:49. Thank you all.
Beat him by 4 minutes there.
I already wrote down 4.